Welcome in, friends. Good to see you here. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Means the world to me. We are going to check in for today's messages. It's your girl, Empress Danny. This is the Daily Grind. You know I stay pouring you up a nice hot cup of joe, getting your day off to the brightest and most beautiful start. That's what I'm here for. Looks like we have quantum collapses today. Holy Spirit comes in, and I just heard brings knowing. Okay? For some of you, this is a relationship or a demonstration of a relationship to some degree or in some way. Comments are off for purpose. Okay? That's on purpose. I want to give my moderators a break today. I want them to be able to simply enjoy the live and receive much like you all do. So thank you for grace. Everybody gets a break. Just tap the screen for me. Thank you and welcome in. Appreciate you being here. I just heard again, everybody gets a break today. So there could be some significance around that, right? Around getting a break. Whether you've needed one, whether you've been kind of like bound to your work, beholden to someone, having to serve something. Today brings in relief of some sort, okay? I just heard that as a parent, okay, that you're being relieved. As a parent, it's going to be apparent that you are receiving some type of relief from something that you have been, what feels like tethered to, something that you have been bound by, something that has had you maybe plagued or down, okay? Relief comes in. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I feel this overwhelming energy where things have been difficult, but I do feel like all of that is going to dissipate or to leave, okay? And it's because of what you've been feeding yourself. The things that it's almost like a willingness to what could be like be still, to slow things down. Some of you are meditating more or you're praying more, and I feel this is proving to be effective simply because you're not moving too quickly. You're willing to stop, and in that stopping is an observation in what feels like a realization, and that's when the quantum collapse takes place, where what feels like a wall of some sort breaks, and it's almost like the chain that was maybe had you bound, that was keeping you I hear wrapped up, you won't let me out. So it could be caged to some degree or some sense, just seeing signs that was what was holding you back. Okay. We're digging deeper. I feel like this has you also in a space where you're being more compassionate towards others. Perhaps even, when you go through something and you get relief from that, a lot of times it brings out, or you realize or become aware of others who are going through the same or similar things. And it helps you to, I hear forgive them. So it helps you to forgive them. You're able to, what feels like, let them go. And this could be like you're letting someone go or you're letting something go. And it can be because you see, maybe it is kind of like their innocence or the purity in them. I like this energy associated with forgiveness. Definitely a lot of signs, okay? A lot of signs at play. I feel like today is very synchronistic, okay? We're going to pull an animal card. There's an energy clearing taking place right now, and it's coming in through the emotional body. And what it's doing is washing away old feelings. Okay. I also just heard hard feelings, and there could be some significance around hard water today. This feels like if there are things that are, um, I just heard remain to be seen, that need to be cleared up in the emotional body. Um, this is kind of like God's love for you. If you need to see that in some way, I feel that this clearing is taking place today. This can bring about tears of joy. It can also bring about tears of sadness. It'll be tears of sadness where we are unwilling to let go. It'll be tears of joy where we recognized the need to atone by releasing something, which can be letting someone off the hook. It can be letting something go. It can even be forgiving ourselves, right? And when we forgive ourselves, then we are best positioned um, to show that same compassion to others, which makes me feel like that's what clears. I don't know why it gives like yeah, I hear Karen Carpenter. Raindrops keep falling on my head. That song, most people know that Karen Carpenter had a significant battle with depression. So there could be some significance around that. There could be some energy concerning depression that is being released today. Okay. Air energy comes in at the top of the day. This is different. So it's different speak, if you will. It's someone who, this could be like your thoughts are different. I do feel this energy of transformation taking place in the mental space, thinking about some things. And when your thoughts change, your speech changes. So I feel like you're seeing signs through what could be like the conversation changing, what could be like, I'm thinking differently. You're starting to see some things in your life that are also reflecting that. Okay, this brings in this midday energy, which has to do with purity, speaking to the flow. This is like offering love or expressing love or showing love, perhaps, to someone or in a situation, and the intentions of the heart being pure versus what could be like showing love in order to get them to show love in my direction, right? That could be like giving to someone because I want them to give to me, sharing with them, even if it's your heart, right? Opening my heart because I want them to be open. I want them to be open hearted with me. There is some element of purity that's at play in what feels like a flow of energy coming your direction. Be mindful of this because if the flow of energy that comes your direction midday is not what you wanted, it could speak to it's almost like that spiritual flow is coming in because spirit wants you to understand the intentions of your heart, which could mean that it's time to purify or cleanse your heart. Could be release some things that are in your heart, right? It could indicate unforgiveness is in your heart. It could indicate that there's a need for you to forgive yourself for some things. And what comes in midday is a purity that is reflective of the heart space. Like I said, this could be someone sharing with you, expressing to you, or showing you love. And this brings, think about it, it brings about tears of joy. So it makes your heart glad. Maybe it is to know how they feel. Because if I was pure with you and I was, my heart was right when, what could be like when I gave to you or when I shared this with you, then this I feel shows that same love in return. It's also, like I said, if that's not the case, then that same love comes in an energy that is someone sharing in such a way that is pure, but is pure to what feels like that same flow of energy, that same dispensation of grace, perhaps that needs to be cleared. It's like you don't need to it's almost like the what could be like the wrong reasons. I feel like this is going to slow you down, and it's going to help you, like I said, to forgive yourself or forgive others. There's a heavy energy around forgiveness today that has to do with moving in forgiveness as well as moving in unforgiveness and being what feels like true to that. If I'm doing things what could be like for righteousness, vainglory, out of selfishness, this is kind of like people coming in and doing things because they want to make clear to you, I'm not being selfish, right? I'm not trying to, what could be like, to just take care of myself, right? This is like, I want to clear you too. I want to make that, I want to show love to you as well. You and it's almost like you showing me love. I want to show that same love to you. You know, the reality of life is that a lot of times people are not in a position to be able to show us the same love that we've shown them in return. And sometimes we get the wrong impression about their intentions. Are you just trying to take from me? Are you just trying to get something from me? Simply because that person is not in a position to demonstrate their purity of heart in giving to us in the way that we have given to them. Sometimes that can mean like maybe we fed them. I just heard and they can't cook, right? Maybe they don't have food, right? It can be things like that, right? Maybe they showed us love. Maybe it is kind of like they have a skill or an ability. They're creative in some way, and we don't have that same, creative energy. I'll just say that's about us. Sometimes what you're giving them is deeper than the thing that you're giving them. What you are giving them is the emotional connection to be able to feel the same energy, and in taking that on and embodying that spirit, it clears or cleanses their energy, and they have to allow that first. It allows them to release something that may have been preventing them from connecting with that energy. And then that flow comes in, so they are first renewed or refreshed, and then they're in a position to be able to show that same love to us because of what we've given to them. So don't neglect the power of your gift, the power of the love it is that you have shown or are showing where it is pure. Today, Spirit is going to show you that pure love in return. And Spirit is also going to show you when that love isn't pure by virtue of what feels like an opportunity that perhaps slows you down and gives you an opportunity, gives you the chance to clear it up. And this then leads then to the end of the day. I do feel like perhaps there could be some private time at the end of the day, right? I need some time to myself. Um, there's something perhaps that you want to do alone. This could also be like, I want to take whatever the next step is and really feeling secure in your heart, knowing what that next step is, because what feels like that same showing of love has been returned. It's almost, I hear brown eyes. So there could be some significance around someone with brown eyes, but it's almost like if someone shows you love midday, even if this is the universe, even if this is, just life reflecting to you, when that love is shown midday, this speaks to your heart in such a way that makes you want to take whatever the next step is in that process of development or that phase of development. If it's maybe a job and they're showing you love, or maybe it's a client, um, maybe it's a friend, right? If they come in and they show you love, it gives you the way in which I feel like it speaks to your heart. It puts you in a position where I want to do this, and I know this is what I want to do because the purity of heart that has been demonstrated through what could be like the fact that they were willing to slow things down in order to do this for me, in order to relieve me, in order to give me some peace. Peace be still. Tell you, peace gonna flood you today. That's for someone who needs relief. Peace is going to flood you today. And when it comes in like a river that you just can't stop, just know it's God's love for you. And forgive yourself if for any reason at any point you felt like he didn't love you. He loves the hell out of you. Which means if there's any hell space in your life, if there's any issue or problem or challenge in your life, he's going to show love to whatever that issue or that challenge or that area is. Until all of the hell that exists in your mind that torments or plagues you has been released and you have been renewed in your spirit to know God's unfailing, matchless, reckless love for you. So much so that he's willing to do whatever it is that he has to do. Even if it takes place behind closed doors in the secret place of the Most High. Even if it's privately, he's going to do that for you. He's going to take those steps and nobody else has to know what he's doing between him and you. But he's certainly going to do it. And if it gives you relief, if it takes the weight off, if it gives you an opportunity to relieve you of some stress, that's what he's going to do. Some of you need to know he's going to go through whatever steps it is. This feels like managing some things today, okay? You're navigating what could be fine lines. It could also be priorities, values, right? You're important to me. I want you to be relieved. So if there's something that needs handled, I'm going to handle that. If it's something that needs taken care of, just let me do this, right? I got it. I can do it myself. Just because I want you to have some rest. I ain't gonna lie, just feel like God gonna make it happen for you today. Welcome in, friends. I appreciate you being here. This feels like a day, and we're gonna come back, right? Y'all know I'm gonna go do the Spotify, and then we're gonna come back. Give you guys a break. The comments are off for those of you who may have come in late because I want to give the moderators a break. They've been working very hard. I don't know why I just got a warning. This behavior is not in line with our policies and may result in gifting suspension, repeated or prolonged actions that lack sustained engagement, such as remaining off screen or non-interactive. Okay, we know that's not true. Obviously, right? The devil's busy, but I don't, he's not gonna he's not gonna bother me today. I'm not gonna allow it. But this feels like it's almost this energy of like, if you've been doing the best that you can, right? Some of you, this could be budgetary, right? I'm trying to handle so much, right? And with a pure spirit, right? This is not trying to handle other people. Where there is this, trying to handle other people, I feel like today brings in energy that's like, let me slow you down, which can indicate feeling like you're being handled, right? Because I tried to handle you. It also gives where you're sincerely just trying to, what gives, like, I just heard navigate the fine lines and wrinkles, right? Navigate those things that are difficult to deal with in your life, right? It's almost like trying to, the lesser of two evils. I can't remember whose messages this came up in, right? What's the worst, right? What's the lesser of two evils? And because I'm trying to balance or manage despite the lesser of two evils, how do I do whatever this is this feels like today comes in something that relieves you, that is what feels like a situation or circumstance being handled or being taken care of, so that you, I don't know why it gives, like, so that you have the time that you need, so that you can do the things that you need to do, in order um, to be able to take some of the stress off. I do get an energy of like weightiness or heaviness, but this is like something that comes to alleviate the heaviness. And something about this feels very exclusive or very private. Okay. So someone could be giving you some privacy or some private time. Someone could also be it's almost like if you've ever been in a situation where, someone has excluded you, right? That can be a form of handling, but that can also, like, for example, how I just turned off the comments. That's also a form of like, how do I give my moderators a break? How do I give them time? How do I give myself even a break or some relief from having to, you know, look out for the energies that are divisive and that don't mean me any well, right? Those that don't have intentions that are for my benefit. And so you may be looking at in your life, right? It can be expenses. How do I get rid of the expenses that are not fruitful? I'm trying to pay all these bills. What is not important that I simply need to actually let go? And what do I need to who do I need to tell no? Who do I need to reject? Who do I need to deny, in order for me to have the relief it is that I need? And this is kind of like what feels like spirit is speaking to you and giving you a peace about taking those steps that you need to take. It is, I can't lie, for those of you who perhaps, it's like engage in libations. This can be like people who, I just heard, it's going around, but they shut you out, right? Sometimes they shut you out and it's because perhaps they want to protect you, but sometimes they shut you out because they're handling you and they just don't want you included or to be a part. And sometimes that's the difference in perception. Why you leave me out, right? And it can be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. It could also be like, oh, I'm not supposed to, blah blah blah. So it can bring what feels like, um it's almost like compassionate heart. How would you feel? How would you feel if somebody did you like that? Which can be like treating, leaving you out, right? How you wanna, what could be like reject me, or how do you deny me? I feel an energy that's like that. And someone's either relieved, like, okay, I can see, like, okay, this is you wanna, that's what you do, right? You just want to, you know, that's I'm not in the circle is kind of what it gives. It's also like, forgive me if I left you out of the circle. I just heard you're definitely in. So I feel this energy today that comes in that gives someone this sense of peace to be able to, I don't know why it kind of gives, if it's relationship, it's like if someone was like, I don't know if you really want to be with me or not, but this is kind of like, let me take my time, but it's almost like I want to be exclusive. I hear Jasmine Sullivan, I gotta be famous. So this could be like, maybe it is someone wants to be famous, but what's their reasons for wanting fame? And obviously, fame doesn't have to be like, broadcast. This can also be like, I want to be known for this, right? Amongst my friends or my family, but it could certainly be that the perception is rooted in vanity, where people don't know the reasons that you want to be known for what it is that you want to be known for. They don't know what could be like your heart or what you meant or why you do what you do, why you love the way you love. It's almost like this perception that could be like attention seeking behavior. So people shutting you out. Oh, you just doing that because you want attention. You don't really mean it, right? You're just, I hear, I don't fancy you too much, child. I don't fancy you too much. You think you're cute, you think you're fine. You're always trying to steal my shine. All for me, don't mess with me. You know who you are. Always been so nice to you, girl. Helping you, girl. There for you, girl. Always tried to compete with me, girl. Using me, girl. Abusing me, girl. Flirting with every man you see, especially if the man likes me. Baby, where's your self-esteem? Find your own identity. So it could be something like that, right? Where there could be copycat energy, and perhaps the perception that someone is trying to copy off of you, or maybe this is someone who perceives or thinks that you're trying to copy off of them. And something could come in today, an expression, and this can be like going through my inbox. Dang, I didn't see that, right? I thought you were trying to handle me, or I thought you were trying to use me. But in whatever it is that someone's expressing, realizing, no, they're just busy. No, it just takes time. No, they're being honest. No, they really do. Maybe it is want to show you love. And so at heart, being secure and taking what could be like some behind the scenes action or step in the direction of what could be like managing them better. Being more sincere as it pertains to how I handle certain things, right? Forgiving myself for perhaps believing one way because, thank you, Holy Spirit, because divine grace flows in. I hear Anthony Brown. You thought I was worth saving. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. So you cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. So you sacrificed your life so I could be free. I could be whole. I could tell everyone I know. Hallelujah. Glory to the God who saved my life. And I will praise you. I'll worship you. I'll give you glory forever because I am free, because I am whole. I will tell everyone I know. This is realizing something after not knowing how to deal with something or someone. And again, it feels like it has a very strong connection to purity. It's almost like thinking that there's insincerity and not, oh, thank you, love, I appreciate you. Not knowing what to do because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And it can be that some of you are not used to receiving love. So when someone shows you love, you don't quite know how to handle it. You question whether or not the love is real, as I hear Casey and JoJo. Tell me it's real. The feelings that we feel. Tell me that it's real. Somebody's showing you love today. Like I said, whatever it is that they're doing, it feels like it's not for everybody to see. It's exclusively for you. It's just for you. And whatever this is going to give you some form of relaxation or relief in, I feel, an area or in a way that you've needed it. They're doing this for you because their intentions towards you are pure, and they realize whether they have a lot on their plate or whether you have a lot on your plate, they realize that relief is needed. And they want to be that for you or give you that. If this isn't business, this is kind of like, I just heard, I hear my friend the Don, Polo the Don, right? This is like, I didn't mean another word. I can't use his words. I'm sorry. He's a, I ain't gonna lie, he's explicit, right? I'm giving all my the day off, okay? But this feels like someone could be giving you a day off. Someone could be giving you what feels like some private time. It could be, I don't know why it's like, come over here and take a nap type of energy. Just rest, just relax. I do get for some of you, this could certainly be like romantic in nature. which could be like the gesture in some way speaks to your heart, and it's almost like it's your love language. So it feels like it's your type of romance. This is what people do when they love you. It could be like, when if you love me, then you feed me, right? If you love me, then when you see that I'm stressed, this is the way in which you will take a load off, which could be, again, acts of service. It could be gifts. It could be money. It could be spending time, right? Rub my back, right? Oh no, I just heard rub them toes, right? But it could be things of that nature. But I feel like it's almost like slow down, right? Baby, let me love you. That's what I feel, is someone is maybe slowing things down, or this is even spiritually, where spirit is slowing you down and saying, hold on, because this is getting taken care of, this is being managed, this is being handled. And I want you to know it may not look like it, but behind the scenes, I'm taking the steps. And I'm not telling everybody what I'm doing, but I want you to know what I'm doing, because I want you to know that it's in my heart is love. I want this to be handled. I want this to get worked out. I want to, what could be like, resolve this. I want to manage this. But again, it could be a situation that requires careful handling. I also get this energy of you are precious. I am hearing Proverbs 31, worth more than rubies, more than fine gold. Some of you, you're virtuous women, and some of you, you may be men, and you maybe see a virtuous woman who can find worth more than rubies. You're worth so much more. So it's almost like they can't just handle you that way. And because the love that exists between you is pure. I hear the love be the water I pour into you, you pour into me. There ain't no drought here. And that's what I feel. There's so much love that the way that I go about this, I don't want to fumble. You are the bag. I don't want to fumble. So I'm trying to just be pure hearted and sincere. And I get this energy of like someone wanting to restrain themselves, but also like feeling this. Again, it just gives like, I wanna do this the right way. I don't want to mess this up. So there's some things that I have to, what feels like defend against. And so that requires that I take things one step at a time. I like this energy because I feel like the whole point of it all. Yeah, I hear Anthony Hamilton, and the point of it all is I love you. This is going to come, the whole purpose of something that's taking place today is to renew your mind. So if your thought process or your mentality has been is creating the burden, this comes in to hit. I just heard to hit the reset button. It comes in to hit the reset button to refresh or renew your mindset or way of thinking, so that you have the security that you need to take whatever steps it is that you're being spirit led to take. We're going to Spotify. I love you, and we'll be right back real soon. Bye for now.